Welcome back to the Vainglory China Invitational. We're going now into our third set of the evening, and it's starting to look like we're starting to see the differences in skills between these teams.
We said at the beginning of the broadcast, we weren't 100% sure who was going to be great, who was going to be just good, who was going to be But DMG, a team that we are going to see playing in the next game, is definitely the favorite in this group. By far, they've got Godfather. The other two guys, I don't recognize them. I don't follow the C scene too much, but they're definitely strong players. They're Chinese players that have played in the SEA server for a very long time. They're very dominant. So that team together, along with Godfather wouldn't have joined that team unless it was a great team.
Exactly. Like, this is probably the best player in China. He's not going to just join with two people that he's not familiar with, that he doesn't feel like have a lot of potential. And what we've seen from IDO already has shown us that they look to be a bit weak. So DMG versus IDO, we expect to be DMG favored. But we said the same about IDO versus Guess. maybe DMG is, a group of players that isn't doing as well as we think. But I mean, this is the big favorites for this tournament. So I would say I think they're going to do well.
To be fair, we hadn't seen IDO yet, but I think we got a good taste on that last one. But we are jumping straight into that draft here. Cruel and Glaive are banned out. Does seem like Cruel is a pretty consistent ban against IDO.
Yep, it looks like we are going to see... Who's on left hand of that skin?
That's Arden.
Okay, so we're going to see Arden, Ronan, and Sky versus Ronan, something, and Catherine. It's going to be Scarf.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you have it. We're going to get straight into the game very, very fast. No delays this time around. Seems like they're getting the hang of things over there in China.
Yeah, I like the system because you have one team stay up twice. They don't have to do their settings, and one team has to do their settings between games.
Well, going to be a pretty standard start here. Interesting to see how it's going to go in the jungle between Rona and Arden and Rona and Catherine.
Yeah.
Overall, I think Arden's going to be a bit better earlier on, especially level 1, level 2 fights, but Catherine maybe towards the ender game, as she builds up those stacks on her passive, as she does get very tanky, does not die, probably going to favor them, but by that time, we're going to have, of course, the laners joining the fight, so would have to give the slight favorite so far to the jungle and roam composition to DMG.
Look at the movements here from Godfather. Incredible what he was doing there in the lane to bully. Unfortunately, there was an attempted gank by Shaoli, so he took a ton of damage, and now he's going to be a bit neutered here for a brief amount of time, but with the pots he's consuming now, he should be able to get back up to snuff in no time without leaving lane. But again, this guy is considered to be the best player in China right now, and he's already showing some of his skills in the lane versus Scarf.
Yeah, one thing about Godfather that I always noticed whenever he played over here in Korea in the VIPL was that his ability to bully in the lane was fantastic. And we saw it right there. I'm glad you pointed that out. We're having a little bit of a exchange here in the jungle, 2-on-1.
This time Shaoli does not go alone. You see Dead Doll there, able to proc that scout trap, but uh-oh, he's not alone. And down goes Catherine. And Shaoli will be falling shortly afterwards as well. Again on Rona here. Don't think he's going to be able to escape. See, M is trying to get that kill, and there he goes.
Yep, so already jumping to a 2-0 lead here is DMG. And they're going to use that opportunity to invade the jungle as these minions are just now coming up. It is very early on in the game, so the death timers are very low. But have to be careful. They've got to group up first before they try to take any fight.
Notice again, Godfather bullying the lane, keeping Scarf back, keeping the lane pushed, but not pushed so far that it's not safe. Like every time they're trying to punish him for how aggressive he is, but he gets away.
You can see him even lock on there, get that one auto attack on the Catherine. So if need be, could Suri strike away, but I'm not having to go for that. Just very plainly, just walking away. Scarf was not able to join in there. There was a big wave on the turret, so it made sense.
This scout trap actually could come into play if NMDW tries to go for a forward move out here, but looks like he's just going to buy and back off. And we do see a bit of a skirmish here, but you don't want to be fighting that close to Godfather when he's near a turret.
Yeah.
He is going to tear you to pieces.
Shalvey was actually given the opportunity to play Rona once again. Going to be very interesting if he can turn his play around. As we saw in the first game versus Guest, he didn't have the best game. But so far playing decently. You know, he's invading once again. He's playing a very aggressive style, but this time not over-aggressive. He's not doing too much. He's going into the enemy's jungle, but then he's jumping away. He's not just trying to fight 1v3, you know? It seems like they've kind of got their head on straight. Maybe a bit of nerves have left them.
Well, NNDW going to get caught here in the jungle and drops the scout trap to try to stay alive, but it's not going to matter. And don't forget, Godfather's not far away. He could actually come down and help out the fight as well. And here he comes, piece by piece. They're going to take these guys out. Godfather jumping forward to try to kill Rona. Not able to do so, but Scarf does go down. They might actually be able to re-engage on Shalvey.
Yeah,
he's going to get away.
May have been able to, but DMG is a high-level team. You know, maybe Guess would have jumped in there like, hey, let's get the kill. You know, we want to kill them. We want to embarrass them. But DMG is like, no, we don't need to do that. Like, it's very risky. Let's just take their entire jungle and get full control of the gold mine here instead.
They're at double the gold right now, at 3.9 to 1.9 K gold at the stage in the game at just 4 minutes and 45 seconds. They're not going to try to go for a gold mine off of this just yet, but like you said, they took all the jungle. They're going to go back and take their own. They've got, look at their scout trap placement. Vision everywhere. Every bush that they don't know about, they've got coverage of it.
Yeah. Every bush they don't know about, they know about, actually.
So yeah, it's like every bush they might not have known about if they didn't have a scout trap there, well, they got a scout trap there.
Yeah. And that's the mark of a truly great team. Of course, they know when to evade, know when to be aggressive, when to pull back, and just farm the jungle. They have constant vision everywhere. That's something you only see from the best teams. They place the scout traps in such a way that they're harder to clear up. They're maybe in places that are not so normal. Like generally in this bush you would put it in the top right, but instead he puts it just outside the bush. So if you're coming from the south, they can't really easily clear that one, but still they get a decent amount of vision of players going up towards the lane.
That's right. Now NNDW taking a lot of damage here, but because he's Catherine, he will actually be able to escape with that barrier. And DMG is just basically trying to take really good trades, but never overcommitting. They've always got one of their members in the jungle. We talked about this earlier. If you are trying to defend and you bring all three of your members to the lane, obviously you're going to end up losing out if you're behind. What we see DMG doing is actually, while they're pushing with two, because they have that lead, there's never overcommitting, but always having someone clear the jungle at the same time. And now you can see Godfather, again, just abusive in the lane.
He's essentially 1v2ing at this point in time. I'm not sure why NNDW is sticking around the lane. He's not going to be able to set up a gank. It's just not going to happen. When you're this low against a very threatening, decently farmed up Skye, you're not going to do anything. He's essentially just sitting here for that extra Iron Guard contract money. But I think it would be more worth it to go back, get your health, and be ready to invade with the Rona that's coming back. I mean, what is he going to do now with no health?
Yeah, and he just ate a scout trap as well, so he's very, very low. Can't engage at that low health, even with the barrier that we could see in place with Catherine. And, you know, the lane just continues to be farmed here for Godfather. CS-wise, he's about 13 up on Scarf right now. And that's, of course, with the extra kills that they have. I notice IDO is spending a lot more time just trying to make sure they're not overextending. We see Shalvey is not always in the wrong place like we saw in the previous series. He's really kind of turned on, you know, his awareness, I guess, if you say, if you will.
Turned on his radar, if you will.
Turned on that mini-map.
But look at this, DMG just taking all the backside of the jungle. Looks like Shalvey's kind of given up on his own jungle, taking the farm from Scarf in the lane, and then kind of just trying to go for an invade here, trade against Skye. Never going to work out. Not when Skye is this farmed up.
Oh,
just
goodbye.
going to reset that forward barrage with the Surrey Strike, and now Shalvey is incredibly low. You just you poke him right now and he falls over.
This is actually a trend, a worrying trend, if you will, for Shalvey, just how often we see him in the wrong jungle being chased behind their opponent's minion mine. I mean, I understand why he's doing it because they have no money to get, but it's just costing them big because now they can't win these fights and then they get aced and they're easily going to get a turret for this. And probably also all the mines will be controlled as well. They already have all of them, in fact, as I say that.
These guys are so good, though. Like, look past this game. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm like, obviously, DMG are the favorites, right? We saw the play from IDO in the last game. They're not the favorites coming into this, but just look at how strong DMG is as a team. Before they go, well, hold that thought, we do have a little bit of a team fight here. Dead Doll getting very low.
Yeah, but he's able to escape, at least for the time being, and a good trade here overall, 2 for 1. And they pushed the lane with this, and now Dead Doll's, I mean, he's playing with fire here, but he will actually be able to get that Iron Guard extra regen and push through this jungle. But they're leaving no farm for IDO.
Yeah, that's the whole point. They lead no farm, they're constantly active, but the little thing I was talking about before that team fight went up was they were pushing the turret, but Dead Doll knew to clear the scout trap in front of the turret before letting the minions get there. He like cleared it and then he backed off, so it would go off before the minions got there, so that they could actually push more safely and get the essential like definite kill on that turret. So just little things like that, when you see it out of a top level team, you're like, holy crap, man, if this is a team that could survive in Korea quite easily,
absolutely,
you know, make it to semifinals.
Very, very impressive. Well, another scout trap trigger here, and just look at the scores currently, 9-1. The farm that you see on Sky at 84 for Godfather to 68 for Scarf currently, so 20 CS ahead. And
yeah, we have even the roaming Arden at 3-0-5, somehow picking up 3 kills.
Well, just again taking all the farm away. We'll grab this minion mine as well.
Yeah. You notice that they have a definite read on when these minion camps will respawn. So they're constantly doing this kind of cycle where they go in, they push the lane out first so that IDO can't contest them in the jungle. Then they go into the jungle, take the backside minions. Then they come back, pull back at their own jungle.
And by that time, the lane's back to the middle. They push it again, and by the time they push the lane, the minions have reset. They already control the gold mine. It's about to give them their first immense payout. And it's just, domination. NNDW is going to get burst down in seconds. The gauntlet is placed. Good reflex block on Scarf to save him, but Shalby is going to go down, and Scarf needs to get out of there. He will fall into the same fate. And there it is, and there's another ace. And I think that is going to give them at least one more turret, maybe two, as they're all together with a minion wave right now.
Yeah, we'll see. Knowing DMG, they may just want to push back and be safe, but looks like they're going to try for one more turret here. Well, they're thinking about it. They're poking. Maybe they're waiting for IDO to respawn so they could just kill them again and then get the turret.
Now, the ace minions are starting to stack up now and do a ton of damage. Scarf is going to go ahead and drop his ult, but it's not going to do anything. And look at that, another
boy.
ace. Oh man! Look at the gold, the 10,000 gold lead here.
That was a Sky ult on top of a Rona ult. It's like they lined up for DMG to give them the win there. IDO's like, okay, here you go. Let me throw you an underhanded softball throw and let you knock that one out of the park.
Well, that will do it for game 1 for DMG versus IDO. And, you know, with a win like that, I think they're poised to probably take a 2-0 score. Down goes the Vein Crystal, and DMG